Evening, guys. Is it evening? 4 o'clock? Yeah, not far off. So I'm just going to check a few things. I'm streaming to a few different locations at the minute, so I just want to make sure that, yeah, it looks like some of these things are going through. So we're just going to give it a couple of minutes, let people come on. What I will say is, if you're around, if you're watching, say hi. And also, today is just going to be like a general food fitness bootcamp update Q&A type thing. So if you've got questions about anything to do with food, fitness, anything at all, I'm quite happy to add that. So let's got a couple of. Enjoy this. Possible to you to serve your eye. Okay. So yeah, I'll just sort out a few of these technical things, and then we'll get into it. So it looks like it's just dropped out in Instagram. So I'm just gonna restart it in Instagram. In the meantime, say hello. Post any questions. I know this is new. I'm hoping that we can keep this is a bit of a success, and we'll keep it going. Every sort of work day around 4 o'clock, we'll do this kind of thing. So let's see how it goes. Let me just do this little bit of technical stuff, and then we will get into it. So Instagram, if you don't know, streaming live to Instagram is quite tough. It's not an easy process, because Instagram just doesn't like people messing around with it as a platform. So, but I think we can get there. Right, there's a couple of questions coming in. Let me copy this, stick that in there, stick that in there. Okay. So hopefully Instagram kind of kicks on again. Okay, right. So don't know, that is saying hi. As you can see, I can display questions on the screen. I will do. So someone else saying hello, hope you are well. Question: when you get close to your time? Oh, it's because you're in a group, because you're obviously in like the Kung Fu group or something like that. So I don't know who this question is. So add your name to the end of the question so I know who you are. Hope you're well. Question: when you get close to your target weight, is it harder? Does your weight loss slow down, or is that a myth? Thank you. Yeah, this is quite a common thing. I don't know who I'm talking to here, so either stick your name in the thing. It's quite a common thing where it's basically one lot of skills will get you to one point, but another set of skills will get you to the next point. So the common example that I give is like when people are first getting started, losing weight, cleaning out their eating, all that kind of stuff. Oh, it's Bryony. Okay, good question, Bryony. So a good first step is dropping from like full fat Coke to Diet Coke. Now, as you get close to your target weight, the things that you are doing are no longer going to work, because we are the result of all the choices and all the things that we do, and certain things will give you certain results, and certain things will only give you those certain results. I hope that makes sense. So you need to kind of be mixing it up for a few different reasons. One of the reasons is that your body is an incredible adapter, and it will adapt to the stress, the fitness, the food that you put it under really, really quick. That's why you need to be spicing up your training sessions and your training program at least, every 6 weeks. You'll be amazed at how many people I spoke to when I was doing freelance personal training, and I thought, they sort of say, look, my results are slowing down. How can I spice it up a little bit? And I'd sort of say, right, when was the last time you changed your training program and like that? I don't think I ever have, or, it was 2 years ago or something like that. So yeah, definitely. So to answer your question, yes, it can get tougher. As well as that, when you first get started, there's some really quick and easy gains to be had, because you can dump quite a lot of weight. I don't mean dump in that sense. I mean, you can shed quite a lot of weight quite easily with just a few little minor changes. Then what it needs is you to build on new habits and new actions and choices on top of that. So that's that. So does weight loss slow down? Well, at some point it's got to stop, or it should stop, when you're around about your ideal weight for you, or you're at the point where, your body's just really not wanting to give anything else up. However, it doesn't necessarily need to slow down. You should be, if you can aim for that steady weight loss, then, it shouldn't have to slow down. So what I'm kind of saying there, Bryony, is, look at the things you're doing and run the program for a week, whatever you're doing for a week, your food, your fitness, whatever it is, run it for a week. You measure yourself, whether it's on the scales, whether it's with the tape measure or whatever, and have you gone up, have you gone down, what's changed, what's not, and then you need to adjust your program for there. So when we do these daily office hours now, you can start being a little bit more specific about what you're doing and how you can spice it up. And usually what I say is the first thing that I turn to is going from, like, when people first get started, they want to do lots of like cardio to burn calories. Now we'll probably talk about this in a bit another time. What we usually need to do is get, especially women, to switch to a more resistance-based program, because ultimately the thing that's burning your calories is your metabolism, and ultimately your organs, which you can't really do a great deal about, your muscles and your tissues and all that, and your brain is burning the calories. So in order to burn more, we just need to increase that muscle tissue, and don't worry about becoming a butch, the bodybuilding and all that kind of stuff. It's really not going to happen. But by increasing the resistance, by lifting heavy weights, by getting stronger, that's usually the way to kind of kickstart it, to get it going again. And also, as well as that, strength has got more benefit pretty much, especially as we get into like old age. Think about like old, frail people. They can't get up and down out of a chair because they stop getting up and down out of a chair. We're like, no, sit down, I'll do it for you, grandma. You sit yourself down there, and strength will keep you going. And these people that are still running and doing and cycling at 80, 90-year-old is because they've got the strength to do it. So perhaps focus on your strength a little bit. Guys, if you're coming on and you're in the group, you need to tell me basically who you are, because it doesn't, this software that I'm using doesn't give me the name. So just say hi from whoever. Seems a bit strange, but it's just the way it is. If you're on a page, if you're on Instagram, if you're on YouTube, which we're streaming across all those, then your names will be showing. What's this saying? Yeah, it wouldn't load from on Instagram. I've tried it again. I don't know who that is, but try again if you want to watch on Instagram. If not, it'll be on the stories saved later. Shiri, how are you doing? Saying hello from Israel. Hope you're well. How's things going, Shiri? You seem to be doing really well with your food and fitness. Let me know. And Bryony saying it was her. I've got someone saying hi, Craig here. Hi, Greg. Hi, Craig. So who's that? I don't know who it is, but hello anyway. Claire Bear saying hello. Claire, how you doing? Did you watch your podcast today? I just did, obviously shooting from the hip, quick recording of the for the podcast, but hopefully it gave you a couple of ideas. I felt that what you'd said there was a bit of a loaded question, Claire, and I felt like you'd found something to obsess over instead of some of the other stuff that you was doing, in which case I was really excited for you, and maybe you can expand on that a little bit. Hi from Kev. Kev, how are you doing? Kev, not long now before you can head out and travel again. You're probably the most traveled person I know, you and your wife. So you must be absolutely gutted having to hang around in this country. So yeah, I've not really, obviously, if I get questions coming in, I got someone else saying hi. If you're new, like I said, if you just come on, I can't see who the names are if you're posting in the group. So just put your name, say hi from whoever, so I know who it is. Claire's saying no, Not yet. That's for me. That's for me walk. What do you mean by that? Are you not prepared? Oh, right. So, right. Okay, I got you. So you're going to listen to the podcast on your walk, right? Good. Yeah, that's what they're there for. The idea is we do these lives and we do the workouts and all that kind of stuff. And that's for like when you're behind your computer or on your phone. But the podcast is when you're out and about and, you know, and you basically, you're still plugged in and still picking up information as you're kind of getting around. So, hi from Cheryl P. Cheryl, you didn't have to put the P. I know you are the number one Cheryl in this group. So I know you are. How are you doing over in Holland? Shiri saying, I'm trying my best, still on the journey of health and fitness. Aren't we all? I'm a bit red and flushed right now. I gotta run some cheesecake off. I had a big slab of cheesecake. I was very lucky that our house guest who's locked down with us, amazing cook. Some of you know it is, but I'm not going to tell you because she doesn't like being on social media and stuff. But amazing cook, and she made an incredible cheesecake, and I just had about the right amount. You know, my birthday, right occasion. So anyway, so I was trying to run that off a little bit. Claire's saying, yeah, I did. You know me too well. A Facebook user here saying, I'll listen to the podcast when walking. How many have you done? Right. Okay. So we've done the best place. There's a few places where we post this. Now, this is actually a really good question because it leads on to one of the things that I want to talk about today. We post the podcast to the Conquer Food YouTube channel. We post it to the Conquer Food website. It's also on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, I think. There's whatever your podcasting platform is on your mobile, you should be able to get the Conquer Food podcast. What you search for the Conquer Food show, okay, and it should come up. Now, I think this season, so we're on the third season now. This is the first season we've really started to kind of take it serious or do it consistently week in, week out. I don't know. Let me have a little look at how many we've got. But we've got quite a few, and some of them we've got like a panel of boot campers together. You've probably seen that. Some of them is just me talking. Some of it is me and Paula talking. We've got some camper interviews lined up for like success stories and stuff like that. So and I'm also desperate to track down other people's success stories. Maybe not even success stories, just questions that you've got, and we'll get on the podcast and do it and just record it on your phone. Right. So here we are. We have got, my word, I don't know. I count all them. In fact, if I go back and look at the playlists, so we've got in the series 3, we've done 17. We've done 17 episodes. Paula's done 6 meditations, and we also did a few little bonus episodes for we called it the Quarantine Daily Podcast. So yeah, it's quite a few to get through there. Some are longer than others, some are quite short, but we've had some good feedback from them. So we're going to definitely carry on. This Thursday it'll be Paula and I. We're either going to be interviewing somebody else who some of you might know. I'm not going to disclose who it is just yet in case it doesn't happen. Or I'll be chatting to Paula and getting a bit of a conversation going with her. And some people have had some good feedback from the chats that Paul and I have had. Cheryl saying, all good here. Amazing weather. Happy birthday. Thank you very much. Claire's saying, hormonal changes, especially for women. What can we do to tackle the negative impacts on weight loss or training? Yeah, it's a big thing, Claire. And although I can't, what is the word? I can't sympathize, but I can empathize. The one thing worse than going through a hormonal change is living with someone going through the hormonal change. And I don't know if Paula's watching this or what, but I can understand, I can see how tough it is, because I can see how tough it is for Paula. I think one of the things that you can do about hormonal change is getting some good standard habits across the whole of your life. So things like, making sure your sleep is right, making sure that you're reducing sugar as much as you can. Like, sugar will dramatically affect your your hormones. You know, things like making sure your food is as clean and as organic and perhaps even grass-fed as you can, just to really, you know, really work on that. Keep yourself really hydrated. Put a pinch of every morning. You can do, especially if it's your adrenal glands that are a little bit fatigued, you can have like a glass of water with some lemon juice and a little pinch of Himalayan sea salt, and that can help to just nourish the adrenals a little bit first thing in the morning. So it is, you know, it is one of those. Perhaps we can do a whole episode of one of these, Claire, on hormone changes. There's an amazing book. I think I've recommended it. You might even have it, called The Hormone Cure by Dr. Sarah Gottfried, I think her name is. Gottfried, Gotfried, I think it is. Amazing book, great book. So have a look at that. I think other things as well, like, you know, avoiding soya is, you know, because it can mess around with your estrogen. So yeah, I know that's bit haphazard, but you know, without prior warning, it's as good as you're going to get. Sorry, that was me. Podcast question from Cheryl. Yeah, that's fine, Cheryl. Cheryl saying, "Oh my God, I've only heard 5." Yeah, there's 17 out there. Some are quite long, some are quite short. The one I did today was about 15 minutes. I think, you know, which you could blast through quite easy. Guys, I really, you know, anyone that has listened to the podcast and that, I really would love your feedback and actually steering in the right direction with it. If you think, you know, this works, this doesn't work, you know, I liked it when you filmed and talking, you know, just tell me and we'll keep at it, because I really want to make that, you know, a great resource for everybody. Shiri saying happy birthday. Thank you very much. I don't know what thank you is in Israeli. Perhaps you can tell me and I'll try and butcher it, but thanks a lot. I was overwhelmed by the amount of messages I got from past and, you know, and present boot campers. Really humbling. That's it. I need to figure out how to find them podcasts. Love the ones you and Paula did, Cheryl. Cheryl, what kind of phone have you got? An Android or an Apple, an iPhone? If not, I can post a link to the YouTube channel, which is relatively easy to get on. I'll stick that. Paula's on. Let me just whack through this. Hello, husband. How are you doing? Come up and say hello, Paul. There's people here wanting to speak to you. So I was on Cheryl's thing. So I've shared in. Oh God, I hope it's gone to the right place. I've shared. Oh no, that's gone to YouTube. Let me send it to. Cheryl, what I'll do is I'll make sure all the links are posted in the Facebook group, in the Conquer Food Facebook group after this, okay? Or if someone else has got a link that they can just chuck in there to the Conquer Food Show YouTube channel, or you can go to conquerfood.org, which is the website for that hosts the podcast and stuff like that. So you can do that. Kev said on day 8 of a pure water fast. Good work, mate. Friend of mine staying with us right now. She did 14 days. Absolutely sailed through it. Just looked really good, really fresh. Myself, I am, as of this morning, went full carnivore. When most people are zigging, I kind of tend to zag, and everyone was going plant-based and all that kind of stuff. And I have my own sort of comments and ideas behind that, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to try this. And I always say that successful people analyze and unsuccessful people criticize. So it's a little test of myself, really. And I actually love it. I had some real lean grass-fed burgers and eggs for breakfast, and then we had chicken wings for lunch, and not had anything for dinner yet because I've just been for a run and now I'm doing this. So I've done dinner in a bit. So good work, Kev. Hope you're going well with that. And your ice walk film was amazing. Walk? It was a run. It was a run. But no, thanks. That's my little side project thing, is is my little YouTube channel with the running stuff. It's probably how I kind of escape a little bit, and it's one of my hobbies. So and it was really well received. I put a lot of effort in, to be honest, and I'm really appreciative of Paula as well, because she kind of cuts me a bit of slack, because she knows how important it is for me to get stuff like that banged out. And so it's nice to hear that people enjoyed it. So thanks, Cheryl. I've got another one coming out soon, which is I went to Kenya and I was running through the game reserves with elephants and rhinos and all that. It didn't go well. I got incredibly sick. I was helicoptered out of the race, really, really sick. So that's my next film that's kind of coming out. Claire saying, thanks, Craig. I don't know what the CN is. What's the CN? Claire. CB. Oh, Claire Bowers. Got it. Paul is saying, hello, husband. Are you still on? Let me know. Shiri saying, Tada, which must be Israeli for thank you. Tada. Hopefully I've said it right. Cheryl saying hello to Paula. Got a little side conversation going on, which is great. Can you number them in the virtual group, Cheryl? So you want each episode, or you want to go from 1 to whatever? Assume that's what you mean. But yeah, I can do that. I can whack them all out. I'll work out some way of adding them. Anyway, let me tell you. So one of the reasons why we've done 17 podcasts and you've only seen 5, Cheryl, is probably because of Facebook's algorithm. Okay, so everything that we post, you guys don't see it all. I know you don't, because we have like 300 odd people in the group or whatever it is, and like 2 people watch something. So I know you're not seeing it all. Now, the solution we've got from this is a standalone mobile phone application, a TEAM Bootcamp application. And our thought, and probably our plan, unless people just go no, is to move the group from the Facebook group to the app. Now, what that will allow us to do is basically control. There'll be no Facebook algorithm, so it'll be able to control everything that we post out. You'll be able to get notifications about stuff if you want them, or turn them on off if you don't, and just be able to check in. And it means we can also structure short online courses as well for this app. And our plan is to have like a free version like this Facebook group, because I think this is a bit of a distraction sometimes as well. I think it's very easy to kind of jump out the group, find something else, and you kind of miss it. And so there's that, but then there'll also be a paid version for people that want to do the full like 14-day Rutbuster course, or they want to do coaching with myself or Paula or Nicola or anyone of the team. So if you think that sounds like a good idea, then let us know. Saying here, the videos where you're talking are really interesting. I like the routine one. Oh, good, like that. Good feedback. Oh my God, looking forward to the new film, Cheryl. Yeah, it'd be a belter. It's a big moment for me. It absolutely slapped me in the face. So if you want to see that, then in fact, I'll post a trailer later on to the film. Shiri saying, great for me butchering her Israeli. Cheryl saying, ooh, the app sounds good. Yeah, oh, good. App sounds good. App sounds great. I don't know who that is, but thanks. Shiri saying, app sounds interesting. And that's all our comments for now. So I spoke about the app. I've answered some of your questions. I'll let some more kind of questions come in. In the meantime, what do you think of this live? What do you think of this, that the ability to share the questions that I'm talking about? This, although we've had to buy some software in order to do this across all the platforms, I think it's not that hard to do. And so therefore I'm kind of hoping that every day I can kind of jump on here and answer questions that you've got, and maybe even do a little bit of online training, nothing too long, but tell me what you think to that. Cheryl, I've just worked out there's a button here where I should be able to. I might be. No, I can't. I can't. I thought I could post direct to the group account, but I'll do it afterwards. I'll make a note of it, and I'll post that, and then sort out the podcast for you. Right? You said as well iPhone, so you'll be able to download the iTunes podcast app. Okay, so if you type in iTunes podcast into Google, you should be able to download the app, and then you can subscribe to us, the Conquer Food Show, in your app, and then that means you'll get the podcast straight to your phone when they're released. So have a look at that, Cheryl. Claire saying, I think the app sounds like a great idea. Cool. Shiri saying lives are fun, brilliant, because we can. This is good because we can have a bit of interaction. Cows get on for live. Do really enjoy them. Lockdown here in Amsterdam isn't that bad. It's kind of busy. Cheryl, got it. Ta, brilliant. Okay, so like I said, I'm hoping we can kind of build these up a little bit, but it's if there's a particular, what I'll do is I'll probably make a thread. I'll do a post in the group or across the groups, asking more ahead of time, and then I'll steer the live training around that, and I'll do whatever you want, really. It doesn't have to be sort of food and fitness. If you want to talk about like some of the adventures that I do, if you want to talk about things that are going on at boot camp and new stuff that Paul is introducing, then that's what we'll do. In fact, it's probably worth just talking a little bit about boot camp now. I've hinted before that we've absolutely stripped the whole of the manor house, which we have. We've literally sanded every floor, we've painted every ceiling, well, I say we, Paula and her team have done the majority of this stuff, and it is looking absolutely brand new. The only things they've got left to do now, in essence, is the glossing of all the paint. So anyone that's done any glossing of skirting boards and doors and window frames and all that, you'll know what kind of a mammoth task that must be on like a 13-bedroom house. But that's what's going on at the minute, and our plan for that is, one, if it's spotless and looks brand new, it's going to be far easier to keep clean when we open. All right, and so we believe that cleanliness and people knowing that you're making an effort to protect against the virus and all that kind of stuff, we think that's going to be massive, especially in the leisure and hospitality industry, which is kind of we kind of straddle the two, really. So we've kind of invested a lot of time, effort, and money, to be honest, in that. And Paul is even looking at got new carpets. I don't know if she's going to put them down there for the stairs and all that kind of stuff. So lots going on at camp. Anybody that comes back will notice that it's been proper, spruced up and tidied up. A couple of things coming in. Shiri saying, would love to hear about your adventures. Right, cool. I could do that and chat about them. Love the look of the canoe trip. Amazing. We couldn't do Wild Wee. The canoe trip that we do in the UK, we ran 3 last year, but and we were looking to run 3 this year. And we'll definitely. People in this house, of which there's 4 of us, we're doing a canoe trip tomorrow. So we're going to be spreading out. Hang on a minute. What the hell is this? 2 new ensuites. You told me 1 ensuite, Paula. You told me 1 new ensuite. Now you're telling me there's 2 new ensuites. Claire, this is it. This is the hormones. This is the hormones that are bloody doing this. But like she says, we are on the canoe trip tomorrow. Yeah. So we're going to do a part of the canoe trip. Anyway, what I'm saying, the one in the UK, if you can hold your wee during the day, there is toilets at plenty of places along the route. And one of the ladies that I had on the trip last year was exactly the same. She was like, "No, I don't want to do it. I can't even imagine doing that." And she was quite happy stopping at the toilets and that kind of stuff. It is a great trip. This river out here is phenomenal. You know, you're just paddling along and kingfishers just flying past you. I saw an otter on this river a couple of weeks ago. It's great. It really is great. And there is the ability to, if you're a small group, you can wild camp, which is probably the bit that you don't like the sound of, Cheryl. But if for larger groups, there are actual campsites at every stopping point which you can get in. In fact, Claire was on it. Claire, you know, you tell us what it was like. It was amazing, the canoe trip. Claire was the only one that did the rapids. Okay, so what we're going here. Are you still on lockdown in the UK? We're in a strange situation at the minute, Shiri. They've sort of said, go to work if you need to. If you don't need to, stay at home. It's just weird. I suppose the way to describe it is we're on the brink of coming out of lockdown. We haven't we're going to announce it probably. Well, we're actually, anyone that's registered for the reopening offer, the reopening of bootcamp, we created a list and said anyone that wants to register for the offer, we're going to send out an offer for the people on that list. We're going to send that offer out probably tonight or tomorrow, and then as of Wednesday, we're then going to do like a more official opening launch of the bootcamp opening again, which is going to be, Paula, remind me, I think it's the 26th of June. So that's that. What's he saying? Cannot wait to come back to camp whenever I can get out of Holland. Yeah, it'd be good to see you again. Paul is saying hello to Cheryl. Book me on that canoe trip. Brilliant, you'll love it. It might be our street as well. Cheryl, if you can do a mature wee. If I can do a mature wee, so can you. What's a mature wee? You mean?
I didn't. I meant nature.
She meant nature. She meant a nature wee. Right, got it. She meant a nature wee. Claire Bauer saying, love it, Pete. Here she comes.
Hello.
Paula. Is there bars along the way, Cheryl? There are a couple of bars along the way, and at the halfway point, we have a cheese and wine night round a campfire. So, you know, it's a little bit detached from boot camp, so we don't have to do the mega strict on the food, which is a good thing because we do things like making wilderness bread, and you know, we have food that's just a little bit easier to bring him one of the dogs, Bob. What's happening there? So yeah, it's a little bit different, but really, really enjoyable. Claire did the rapids on my own as well. Don't forget, I said that. Yeah, I know you was on your own. Someone laughing there. I don't know who that is, but Paulie, you're the best. Miss you all at team from Shiri.
Oh, Shiri! How are you?
Dog's having a fight. Hey,
I better take them out. I'll take them out.
Yeah.
I hope to see you all soon.
Come on. Oh my God, so I'm in because of the wine. Easy sell that was. Polly looks so tanned. She's I don't know how, because she's literally been painting most of the time. So, but she's managed to get a bit of sun over the last couple of days, and no doubt get a bit of sun tomorrow when we're on our little canoe trip. Okay, so that's a little over half an hour. This was a great start to the daily office hours that I'm going to be running. Please just give us a little like or a thumbs up or whatever to let me know that you've enjoyed it, and then we're going to start wrapping up. So unless there's any last minute comments to come in, I'll say thank you for coming along to this first one. Yeah, Shiri's saying that the tan is from the chemicals. Yeah, she was a little bit sick yesterday because of all the fumes, because the floors are getting varnished, the walls are getting painted, everything's getting painted, and she was a little bit spaced out with it yesterday. So yeah, definitely been affected by the chemicals. Big thumbs up from Cheryl and a couple of love hearts. That's great. Amazing, guys. So like I said, thank you very much, and I'll catch you later on. Take care.